Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with today's Timeless Tarot. Today is July the 12th of 2025, but this is a Timeless Tarot reading, so whenever it finds you is when you were meant to find it. It is, however, a collective reading, and therefore, it is not for everyone. If it is not for you, leave it in the spirit in which you found it. Love. It may resonate with you a different day. We will be drawing 8 cards from the feminine deck, 8 cards from the masculine deck, so that we can get an idea of how to balance our energies and manifest our highest timeline. I'm going to shuffle these cards twice. We've already done a pre-shuffle and a meditation upon the energies of the day. Let me try that again. And we're just going to do a quick couple of shuffles so that we can make sure that it is the current energies for the current video that we are doing that actually shows up. All right. Let's pull our 8 cards, beginning at the bottom with the base. We have the 10 of Swords. In the sacral, we have the Moon. In the solar plexus, we have, that's the 9 of Wands, right? Yes, that is the 9 of Wands. In the heart position, we have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. In the throat, we are looking at the 5 of Swords. In the third eye, we are looking at the High Priestess. And in the crown, we have the Chariot. All of these are in reverse. Well, almost all of them, huh? Well, the only thing in the normal is the Moon. That's interesting. And then finally, here in the on the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Again with the reversals. That is a heavy resistance energy today. What are you resisting? Let's see what actions we can take by pulling our cards from the masculine deck to see how we can amplify. I'm going to have to pick those up. Wow, that was quite an energetic dispersal there. There's a lot going on today. All right, let's try that again with one more quick shuffle, and then we will pull these cards and see what they are trying to tell us. Again, this is about the actions that we can take, whereas the feminine deck is about the current situation and how it's unfolding. The masculine is about the actions that we can actually take to change that. And clarifying the crown, we have the Hermit, again in reverse. For the, well, that does not go there, that goes here. For the third eye, we have the High Priestess in reverse. For the throat, we have the Knight of Wands. For the heart, we have the 9 of Pentacles. For the solar plexus, we have the Emperor in reverse. For the sacral, we have the 4 of Pentacles. For the base, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And then finally, on the bottom of the deck, signifying the masculine divine influence, we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. All right, let's dive into the reading. So, we're looking at the 10 of Swords. Swords is air. This is the soul representative. This is about thoughts, ideas, putting into play a new plan of action. This is the second of this is the 10, right? So the 10 is about learning the new path about the ideas. When the 10 of the 9 of, this is the 10. I keep saying 9. I don't know why. This is the 10 of Swords. The 10 is about learning the new path, and when it is standing tall, it is letting you know that there is a new path, right? You see all of this betrayal, right? All of these stabs in the back. There's a new path unfolding. You have not been victorious in this card. There is something that you need to learn. You have not mastered your craft. You have not done the thing. Now, this is the secondary path. The first 7 cards represents the path that everybody is on all of the time. The second 7 cards is about the greater understanding of that path. This is about your thoughts. This is about your ideas. It is in the obverse, which means that you have something to learn. You are resisting it. It has something to do with your ideas and quite possibly with other people, right? The intimation is that there are people stabbing you in the back. That doesn't necessarily have to be true, but it is entirely possible that it is true. This is, again, about your ideas. Now, the base is about love and wrath. It is about just your genuine base existence. The as below trinity has to do with the mortal plane. And clarifying our 10 of Swords, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups, when it is standing tall, is a brand new relationship. It is a brand new love, friendship, something along those natures. The cups represent the body spirit. This is about the emotional side of things. So there is some kind of an emotion attached to this. It may be new. There may be a new person. It may be somebody stabbing you in the back who is a new person. But it may be an old person. It may be you resisting some type of a relationship. It could be this person that you feel is stabbing you in the back who may not actually be. Remember, the reverse is may not actually be, is resisting, not happening in the way it's intended. Right? You have the Ace of Cups in reverse, which means that the new opportunity of spiritual is not available, right? It is not, you are resisting it. There is something holding you back from your new idea, resulting from a relationship. Maybe you need a new relationship and it's not there. That's why it's in the reverse. Let's get some further clarification and see where we're at. Now, the only feminine card that you got standing tall is the Moon. The Moon is about embracing the change in your life, right? This is 15, 16, 17, 18. So this is going to be about understanding the highest path. This is the culminative path, right? The from 15 to 21 is about the highest path possible in the progression, right? If you're unfamiliar with that, I've got a playlist that'll be linked up here, Understanding the Tarot, or Exploring the Tarot, something along those lines, where we talk about this in greater detail. Represented on this card, we have a couple of things, right? You've got the Moon up here, and that's cool, but you've got the two towers representing Boaz and Jachin. There's a pathway that goes directly between them. On one side, you have the lesser nature of the animal, and then on the other side, you have the upper nature of the animal. The wolf represents the wild animal. The dog represents the domesticated animal, right? That is the balance between the wild and the domesticated. And then coming out at the bottom down here, coming out of the water, exploring new territory, going into something that they're not even sure about, is a crawfish. He is armored in his shell. He is equipped to defend himself. He's walking in the wrong direction, but he is making progress down this path between the more base side of his nature and the more spiritual side of his nature. This is the only feminine card that you got in the obverse, in the obverse. This is the sacral, so this is going to be lust and chastity, yes, but this is also going to be the desires that you want to put into place. If you've got a new idea, right, if there's an idea that you are working with and you're wanting to put it into place, then the sacral is where that is going to happen. This is where you add the energy to the idea before sending it out to be manifested. And so this is about, you are really finding that balance, right? This idea is bugging you. This relationship, it's bugging you. But you're kind of finding your balance. You are starting to embrace this and to fully realize this change, right? This is change happening in your life. There is something that you need to understand here. But the only way to do that is to get out of the water, get out of your comfort zone, start walking the path, start doing the thing. And that is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. What is this? Understand, 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 understand. Understand this lesson, right? You have just learned something. That's what the 3 represents. Here is the 4. You've got it. Now you have to put it into application, right? This is, you just graduated high school. Now you've got to go and put this information that you have just learned into practical application. You got to go find a job. This is about the earth, right? This is body. It is pentacles. He has his feet upon 2 pentacles. He is holding another pentacle, and he is crowned with yet another pentacle. He has a crown, which represents the understanding of the earthly path. You know what you need to do. Start embracing it so you can get there. This and this are really kind of the same in this particular reading. Next up, we have the solar plexus. The solar plexus is where your energy comes from. This is you, right? You make the idea, you make the decision. These are the things, right? This is the thing. This is body. This one is spirit. This is setting the direction that you want it to go in. And this is energetically investing into that change, that choice, right? This is the as below trinity. And representing your fuel in this as below trinity, we have the 9 of Wands. Wands is about change. This is spirit, this is fire. It is about change. When it is upright, it is about you making the change. You have all of these other wands behind you. This is, you have already conquered the lower path. This is the equivalent well, it is a 9. 9 is the greater choice on the greater path. 7 is the completion of the path. 8 is, hey, there's a new path. And then 9 is, I'm going to make a choice about that path. You've got it in the obverse. You are not making the choice about the path. That is what you are currently doing, because this is the feminine, right? This is where you are now, not making that choice. You're starting to embrace the change. You're starting to realize that the change has to happen, but you're not quite there yet. You're still facing some hesitancy. Clarifying our 9 of Wands, we've got the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is the 4 card. What is the 4 card? Understanding. You are not understanding something about the first path, right? The first path is the Pentacles here. You are not embracing what will make you the Emperor, right? That is why it's upside down. When he is standing tall, this is understanding the first path on the clarification side, right? It's really the second path. It's a little bit complicated, but this 4 corresponds to the 9 of Pentacles. And so you are seeing that the change needs to happen, right? There is change here. You see it. It is on the new path. You're like, oh, there it is. Let me make that choice, but I'm a little bit hesitant. If you make the choice, the masculine card is the action you can take. If you make the choice, which you are resisting, then you will be the Emperor. But for now, you are resisting this change. You are not embracing this. That is why you are stuck. That is why you are not reaching the full potential of the Emperor. That's going to bring us into the heart. Now, the as below and the as above are where you set your intentions. The heart is where the manifestation really happens. The heart represents greed and charity, so you can be holding on a little bit too much to some of the things. You can be giving away a little bit too much of some of the things, or you can be finding that balance. What do we have? This is the Knight of Cups. Cups is the spiritual side of thing, right? That is body, spirit. It is about emotions. It is about interpersonal relationships. The Knight is challenges on the path, right? The page is about understanding the path, going out and starting to do the work. What happens when you start doing the work? You face challenges. That is quite literally the point of going out and doing the work, so you can embrace the challenge and overcome it. You are not embracing it. You are not overcoming it. This is your current energy. You are sitting on your relationship, possibly, right? Possibly something that may not need to be there. You're sitting on this relationship and not embracing this change. You are not moving forward. You are not accepting the challenge. You are not going and doing what you need to do for your challenge. And that is clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. 9 is a choice. There is a choice that you need to make on this new path of life, right? Don't we have this already? You have a choice to make. If you want to manifest the things that you actually want, you're going to have to do it, right? You're going to have to step out. You're going to have to get out of that comfort zone. You're going to have to embrace this change, or else you are not going to move. There will be no change. Now, she has all of the pentacles. She's already harvested. She realizes, hey, there is a new path. She is on that path. See the nature just loving her, sitting on her arm like it's nothing. She is between the 2 trees. The 2 trees are going to represent the same thing as the 2 pillars. Balance in your life. Balance the mortal plane, the body, so that you can get into this relationship in the way that it needs to be done. That's going to bring us to your throat. The throat is where you communicate. This is pride and humility. You might be a little bit prideful in this spot. You might not be prideful enough. What do we have? This is the Five of Swords. Swords is about thoughts. This is the soul. This is air. It is about change, right? Thoughts, and well, not as much change as fire, but new thoughts, new changes. But you're not doing it, right? This is the five. Five is a challenge. You've seen challenges. There are challenges all around here. This is the challenge about your thoughts. Down here, you've got a choice to make about these thoughts. In the 9, this is the challenge in the thoughts, right? This is manifesting in your throat. That means that you are not speaking. You are not communicating, right? It is upside down. You are not embracing the change. You are not speaking the change. You need to communicate. This is something important in your life. This is your idea. You have made a choice, or you're resisting making the choice because of these relationships. You've got to do it. If you don't do it, you will be stuck exactly where you are forever. If you do not have this conversation, there will be a problem. And you know why we know that? What is the clarifier? It's the Knight of Wands. What is the Knight? There is a challenge, but you are embracing this challenge. The Masculine card, this is about what you can do with the current situation from the Feminine card. You need to embrace the change. Fire, Spirit, change. Embrace the change. He is moving, it looks like into the past, but he is moving. The horse is rearing. He is on his way. There is change happening. You need to embrace the change in order to fully realize what you want. You have to do this communication. Embrace it. Next up, we are at the third eye. The third eye is where you see forward in your life. This is where you envision what you want to do, right? This is set the intentions. This is, this is have the idea. Set the intentions, right? Put the direction of the manifestation. Add the energy. When the left side is set the direction, the right side is set the energy. You need to set the direction, right? What we have here, the High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess is a 2. There is a choice to be made. You are resisting that choice. She is between the 2 pillars. That is the balance that you are seeking here. You're not quite there yet. And it has something to do with you not being diligent. This is sloth and diligence. This is whether you are actually taking the actions that you actually know that you actually need to take. You're not. You are resisting those choices. Now, that might be a good thing, because what do we have for the action that you need to take? It's the exact same card, in the exact same way. We have the High Priestess in reverse. Again, balance, unbalanced. Taking the right actions, making the right choices, resisting the right actions, resisting the right choices. It appears that maybe you are being a little slothful about making the right choice. You are resisting that. But it might be a good thing to resist this particular change. The action that you are being told to take is kind of maintain in your diligence. So maybe you are doing enough, you're just not communicating it, right? You're taking the steps, but you're not talking about the steps. You're doing the thing, but you're not letting other people know that you're doing the thing. You're not embracing your relationship. You are thinking that there is some betrayal, and there might not be. And that's going to bring us into the crown. Now, the crown is where you interpret what you receive from the divine. This is what the area that you feel responsible for. This is the area of hope and despair, right? We have the Chariot in reverse. When the Chariot is standing tall, it is about balance, exactly the same as the Priestess, right? Now, this is the 7, so this is the culmination. It is supposed to be moving forward with the things, right? That is what it is supposed to represent. You have an equal yoking. There is the white and the black, Joachim and Boaz. You are equally yoked. They are pulling you forward. But you're in the reverse, so you are not equally yoked. You are not in balance. You may be a little bit despondent about this situation. You're taking the actions, you're not telling anyone about it, and maybe that's what's really bothering you. Maybe what is really bothering you about this whole situation is you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do, but you won't do it. Why won't you do it? Because it's a tough conversation. It's going to affect your relationship, and so you don't want to have the tough conversation. You want to stay all by yourself, but that's probably a bad idea. You want to know why? We have the Hermit in the reverse. When the Hermit is standing tall, it is about isolation. It is about preparing to come out of isolation, but he is isolated. He is on the top of the mountain. He's got his light where anyone can find him. It's dark all around him. Anyone can find me if they make the journey to the top of this mountain where I am frozen. But if he sets the lamp down at his feet, he's turned loose, he can walk down the mountain, he can bring all of the knowledge. But you're resisting that, right? The action that you need to take is to not be alone, right? Be alone, don't be alone. Be alone, don't be alone. If you want this chariot, if you want this change, don't be alone. Do this. Embrace this. This person is not really betraying you. You need to embrace them. You need to have this tough conversation so that you can embrace this idea, which is a wonderful idea. You're working towards it. It's going to work out. Make it happen. That's going to bring us into the divine. Now, this is where the Spirit is directly talking to us. What do we have on the feminine side? What is the current situation? The Ace of Cups in reverse. What is that telling us? The same thing it's telling us right here. There is some relationship. It may be new, it may not, depending upon you, right? But it is something being resisted. It is a relationship, possibly new, that you are not embracing. There might be help available to you for this task that you have set yourself upon. If you make this conversation, if you talk about it, then maybe you can get the help that you're resisting. What's going to come out of that? The Nine of Cups in reverse. The Nine of Cups is a new choice. This is in reverse. You already got it, right? This is you have harvested the relationship. You see the new. You're making the choice. Not, right? Once again, just like right here, this is kind of telling you not to move forward on the choice yet. You need to get this in order first. If you're not making this happen, if you're not getting this conversation so you can receive the assistance that you need to, then these right here, right? If you're not taking these Ace of Cups seriously, if you're not embracing the new relationship, then you'll never see this Nine of Cups. This Nine of Cups is about making the choice, but you don't get to make the choice until you correct this action. This is telling you don't take any new steps in that path until you correct this path. This is not right. This is not right as well. There is spiritual fulfillment, emotional help, but you're not getting it. You don't need to make that choice yet. You need to have this tough conversation about these ideas, right? Whatever this is that you're working towards, it's a good thing, right? It is a positive, but you have to fully embrace it. You cannot half-ass it. Hopefully, I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion. If you like what I'm doing over here, let me know down below. Give me a like, a share, a follow. Throw me a comment. If you agree or disagree with anything that was said, put it in the box down below. And if it remains respectful, it gets to remain up. If you are a reader and you have a different interpretation, you are more than welcome to leave that below as well. All are welcome as long as they are respectful. If you really like what I'm doing, hit me with that super thanks. Consider joining for a membership or picking up a copy of my book where I teach people to do magic. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete, just the way that you are. And this has been Pit Steak. Peace.